This is recording. Feel free to clap whenever you...
Okay. Oh.
Good clap.
Good clap.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm
You
ready.
ready for the bits that are about to ensue?
What do people say in... Okay, let's go.
What do you mean, what do people say? What on earth will people think?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Greetings!
Hiya!
I am your singing telegram.
And I'm Caitlin Bell.
And I suppose you're wondering why we've gathered you all here today.
I didn't kill her.
Well, we are here to do Quiz Gone By. I've gathered you here to talk about nostalgic film, nostalgic TV, and, believe it or not, RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 5.
I left you in a bit oasis.
And I'm going to go and have sex with my wife. And find out if that's what made us queer. You know the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Today we are getting a little bit spooky, a little bit scary. We're basing it on the runway that I did.
Yes.
On the latest episode.
Ever so good.
We're going to do just a lot of bits, a lot of quotes.
Yeah, this is going to be an hour of Madeline Kahn impressions.
Exactly.
Yes. Or Colin Camp impressions.
Well, Camp by name.
Camp by nature.
We are talking about the classic 1985?
Sure.
I forgot to write it down.
Me too.
The classic 80s film, Clue! A camp old time. It's a
Colin
great
Camp old time
film. Did you ever watch this as a child, or have you come to it later in life?
No, I definitely saw it like in my early 20s.
Oh, so last year.
Yes.
Yes. I think I saw this when I was maybe like 14, 15.
Oh, that's a good age to see it.
Yeah, it's a good age to see it. When I was kind of in that vein of Rocky Horror, Shock Treatment, Little Shop,
yes.
all those kind of films.
Yeah, I was watching all of those. I think I just missed.
Just missed out on Clue.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles as well, for the Madeline Kahn of it all.
Yes. We need to watch, is it Murder by Death or Death by Murder?
Yeah.
With Mrs. Peacock in it.
Is it the one that Stephen Sondheim wrote?
Oh,
He wrote a murder mystery film.
Maybe it's that one.
Might be that one. Very exciting. And this film, if you've never seen it, had 3 separate endings.
Yes.
When it came out in the cinema.
It's such a bad... They assumed everyone would go and see every ending.
Yeah.
And of course they went to see none of them and it flopped.
But luckily on the video release, they show all 3 endings.
Yes.
2 of them are quite bad.
Which is your favourite?
The last one.
The last one,
The
of
last
course.
one is the reason it's the last one.
Tim Curry doing bits.
And I'd have been a bit like...
very good.
I'd have gone to it and be like, what? This is a disappointing ending.
Yeah.
If I'd seen ending A or B.
Oh, I think A is fun for Miss Scarlet.
Yes. Oh, Miss Peacock as well. We don't want to give away too much.
I mean, those are the 3 murderers. We've just given it... In fact, sorry, we should pause now and say,
Spoiler
if you
alert.
haven't seen this film... My God.
What have you been doing?
Go and what? I think we have a lot of small young'uns who listen
Yes,
who
that's
may not
true.
have seen it. You simply must. You must attend.
You've got your foot on some tissue paper. It's doing some crinkly rustling.
Sorry.
But I just thought there's some ambience. We could do some.
Oh, ASMR.
What's it called?
For the Patreons, we've got Rain.
Rain.
in
And
the background.
I'm wearing. I don't know if is the microphone in the way. I've got my rupee to badge.
Oh my
Thank
God,
you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you fucking finally. Jesus Christ.
The children can stop saying robbed Bush.
Well, they can keep saying it if they like.
Oh.
The 2 episodes beforehand. 3, 4 episodes. All fucking episodes beforehand.
Don't encourage that.
What's this called when they do
Foley.
Foley? Oh, there's leaves blowing in the wind.
Ooh.
There's been a murder at the gift wrapping station of John Lewis. And that's that done.
That's that and that.
Yes, we're also going to talk about Drag Race for our sins.
Yes.
Do we have to talk about the puppet challenge?
Do you want to explain to the listeners what the hell happened?
I genuinely don't know.
It was bizarre.
I was telling jokes and they just were not happening.
No.
Turns out you
Michael-
cannot make Dee Delicious funny.
Bless her heart. She can't make DD funny.
No. And everyone was bad apart from Ginger.
I thought Michael was okay.
in the room, everyone was
Okay.
bad apart from Ginger.
I
But
think
Ginger had the easiest source material,
Yes.
I'll say.
I think we should give a lot of credit for Tamara saying, "I'm bald as fuck and I love drag." That's my favourite line of the series so far. Michael should put that on t-shirts.
Yeah. Bald as fucking
brilliant.
love drag.
Can you explain what the chopsticks thing was about? You were like talking about chopsticks.
Yeah,
and
because
did you-
Dee Dee had chopsticks in her tits last week.
Oh.
And it had been a big thing.
Yeah, I think you overestimated how much we'd be paying attention to Dee Dee's
Yeah.
outfits.
It's weird to like know what is in and what isn't. And if I'd
Yeah.
known what was make it into the reading challenge, I'd have done my reads for Dee Dee in that.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
hey ho. I talked a lot about her love in mayonnaise, which she did.
Is that a thing?
No, wasn't on the telly, but in the hotel, every time we got a meal, everyone would like hoard their mayonnaise and give it to Dee Dee. She had like litres of it by the end of the filming.
I caught. We watched Drag Race on iPlayer, and then it went over to The Girls of London.
The girls.
You weren't exaggerating where the entire thing is, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Jesus Christ, Dee
Get
Dee,
dancing, Dee Dee, come on.
Dee Dee.
Bless her. She's a tiny baby.
She's trying her best. Leave her alone.
Baby can't move. It's like when Bambi just got born and can't
She's
walk.
12.
She's a child.
Yeah.
She's definitely not seen this film.
No.
This is the kind of... What film do we imagine Dee Dee Licious has seen? What's Dee Dee Licious' favourite film?
Happy Feet.
Happy Feet 2.
Happy Feet 2.
Minions.
Minions. There we go. Yeah. I reckon so.
Yeah, but Dee Dee, if you're watching, she's not. Watch this. It's a very, very sensible 90 minutes. Even shorter if you're
Ever
just
so
watching one of the
sensible.
endings.
Yes. And it's crammed full of bits.
It's bits on bits on bits.
And it's the ensemble. Why do they not? I know people were like, like Knives Out brought back the ensemble. No. This is a proper good ensemble cast where everyone knows what film they're in.
Yes.
Everyone, like,
Everyone's there to have a good time.
everyone's good.
Everyone's
Oh, no,
coked
hang
up
on.
to shit.
Hang on. No. The
Oh.
one person who isn't good, Mr.
Mr.
Body.
Body.
Yeah. He's a punk singer. He was drafted in.
His name is Leaving.
Yeah.
You should be leaving the film set.
Is that a joke?
I'm
then?
notoriously bad at drag puns, but I think it might be.
Oh. I didn't know punk singers were doing drag names now.
Johnny Rotten, that's not his real name.
That's true. Actually, yeah.
Jonathan Rotten.
Mr.
Esquire.
Jonathan Rotten. And also, the Riz on this cast.
Fit,
Heavy with Riz.
and sexy, and
Even the ones who aren't sexy are a bit
Charismatic.
sexy.
yeah, even Colonel Mustard.
I-
I'd let him touch me.
I was looking on my like notes for this, and I'd put Colonel Mustard underrated, and then written nothing else. I think he's the least good one, but he's still great.
Should we rank them?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So the bottom
I
is
feel like me.
Have you had
Who'd
any...
have right when the Meet the Queens came out, and we saw the rankings. Me and Ginger very, very low. I'll accept everyone's apologies. Financially, monetarily.
How many? I know the
Yes,
drag,
we had the ugliest outfits on Meet the Queens, but
the Drag Race fans love to do the last week, if you'd have put this queen in front of me, I would have punched them in the face,
Killed
throttled them, and spat on their grave. But this week she mothered. Like, have you had any of those this week?
yes.
Fucking hell. And they'll tag you. They'll tag them.
At Kate Butch, I thought you were garbage. At the start of September,
I would piss
Frank,
in your eye.
I wanted you dead.
Yeah.
And your mother.
I was actively looking for your home address, and I bought a gun.
But
now
you've put a fake knife in your back.
Oh.
I would die for you.
Yeah.
Which is it's the nice
It's
way
nice.
of going.
I mean, I don't want to
Get it out.
Get it out.
Get it out. Look at the theatrics on this.
Theatrics. We, me, you, housemate of the pod, Eleanor.
We did a lot of gluing, cutting, sticking knives. We've got the actual knife prop
Oh, yeah,
for
I
anyone
forget.
who's not listening,
Yeah.
or who's not watching. But if you want to see it, it's on Patreon.
Yes, lots of glue. Lots of. I
It
don't
looks
know
like
if this will be-
cum.
Yeah, it does actually. Lots of glittery blood.
So it was a like a back support kind of posture adjuster
Yeah.
that we cut the tip of the knife off and
then-
stuck on, and then just rhinestoned it to high hell.
Yeah. And Ryan sat down the back of the you got a who made your dressing gown? Did you do it?
Folks Atelier.
Ah, yes.
We cut. We. It was heartbreaking to cut a slit in that.
It was a very pretty.
It was. I mean, it's still lovely.
Yeah.
I might get another one. Just a nice
Yeah,
one to swan around the
absolutely.
house in.
I want Michael's one, the pink one.
Very
the,
nice.
Very
I think
pretty.
that was actual Catherine Delish.
I don't know what that means.
Never mind. Someone will. Mine was Catherine De-ish.
Ah.
Yeah. But I think I still won the challenge. I
do-
wasn't in the bottom.
Do we want to talk about the runway, given that we're here?
No. yes, let's go on. I knew I was winning. The
Fair
second they said the runway category, I was like, thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
I've got, it's my best one.
Uh-huh.
Some might say my one nice one. I think it's in my top 2 or 3 nice
Yeah.
ones.
You had a good bit.
I had a good bit. I was on that stage for ages. It felt like a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to keep going until they stop laughing. And they just kept laughing. Like, you know when like it's gone on for so long that it's
Yeah.
still funny and it
Yes.
kind of comes back round and it's funny. Yeah, stops being funny, is funny again. It do take nerve.
You do take nerve.
Mm.
I loved Michael's.
Michael's Cara's was gorgeous.
My favourite bit. I made this hair.
Right, okay, thank
Right,
you.
okay, thank you.
Moving on. Ginger's was really nice.
I think RuPaul knew Cara was going home that morning.
Ginger's was like Dolly Parton.
Ginger was so cute.
Super cute. And everyone's going absolutely wild for the bunny slippers,
They're very
high
cute.
heels.
Yeah.
But where were they for my flippers?
Where were they?
Didn't show up. For the flipper gang.
The flip-flops.
Exactly.
Mm.
Anyway, no. Ginger's was lovely.
Yes.
I was convinced it was going to be a shared win.
Oh, really? Yeah, I Ginger did
Don't make me
well in the
fucking
challenge.
have half a badge. Although I would be doing them better than the people who had a third of a badge.
That's true.
Michael and Tamara.
Or none at all.
Delicious. But I was glad I got one for myself.
Wait, surely Didi's got a badge.
Didi has not got a badge yet.
Wasn't she in the... Didn't she get one in the girl group challenge?
No, only Cara got one in the girl group challenge.
Oh, I thought they all got one for some reason.
No, there's whole things for the past like 3 weeks where they've been like, let's count our badges, and me and Didi will be like,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And hopefully next week, I think we do a let's count our badges, and we all point at Didi and we're like,
G12!
flop.
Stop bullying her!
But it is makeover next week, so who knows?
Who knows?
I do, and I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get sued.
Oh, we're ranking them. Sorry.
Are we ranking them?
We don't have to.
We don't have. No, we're not going to rank. I'm not bloody spreadsheet, Wikipedia, Drag Race, Instagram.
Oh, no, I meant the clue.
Oh, sorry. I thought you
I'm
meant
not
the
being mean and nasty. I'm not being mean and nasty.
There are Bardams.
Yeah.
Colonel Mustard.
Flop.
Yeah, the floppist.
I enjoy his
the
sort
least
of...
good.
His best bit is when he's like, come on, Peacock, you can't make an
This
omelette.
is war.
Yeah, without cracking a few eggs. Any chef will tell you that. But look what happened to the chef.
Yeah.
Great.
I would then put Professor Plum.
Yeah, he's a bit of a pervert.
I'm sorry, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, Christopher
Great
Lloyd.
Scott. Back to the Future.
I've never seen Back to the Future.
And what have you seen Christopher Lloyd in?
Adam's Family.
Oh yes, Pastels.
Yes.
I would put him next.
Yes.
And I would
agree.
put Mr. Green,
Yeah.
who isn't Reverend Green. He's only Reverend Green in the UK.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because they didn't want in America for people to think that a man of the cloth
Was gay?
could be a killer.
Oh.
So even in like the board game. Well, that too probably, but officially, he's a murderer, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, so I put the men.
The men are the worst. All 3 women. What's it called? Like the main women, not
Oh, the suspect women.
the suspect
the
women.
board game ladies.
Are Academy Award nominees.
Are they?
Yes.
Don't
ask me which films, but
Madeline Kahn, I think was it Young Frankenstein?
yeah, maybe.
Something Mel
Leslie
Brooksy.
Ann Warren is.
Summit.
Didn't she play like a?
Loretta Lynn? No. It's not her that's in Coal Miner's Daughter.
Oh, that rings a
No, someone
bell,
else.
but it might be
that's in-
someone else.
But
And
she's
then-
also Susan's mum in Desperate Housewives.
Is she?
Yeah.
She looks exactly the same. Her entire career.
Ageless.
And in this film,
Yeah. Fit.
Oh,
That dress, that
fit.
collar, the cowl.
like the one in Jurassic Park.
Oh. Gorgeous.
And then when she takes it off, so she arrives at the mansion
Yeah.
with this big collar, and then enters the next room. The collar's gone, but she's got some tool. She's
And-
just got some
the
tool secured
dress.
with a brooch.
The lowest cut dress.
Oh.
on all sides.
Excuse me, Colette is right there.
Oh, yeah,
Yvette.
Yvette, Colleen Camp.
Colleen Camp.
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 And Eileen Brennan as Mrs. Peacock.
Yeah, so how are we ranking the women?
Just-
Oh, and Madeline Kahn as Mrs. White.
Oh, of course. Oh, when she does the cape coming off and the net over the face and the quotes that we will quote later, I'm sure.
Yes.
We
We went to see a documentary. We went to see a double bill at the Prince Charles Cinema of the Clue documentary and Clue. And the guy talked a lot about how when the costume designers were making the costumes, they didn't want to be like, oh, Mrs. Peacock is in peacock colours, which is why they gave it to Miss Scarlet, and they want Miss Scarlet in red, and Mrs. White is in black, but they obviously wanted a little hint, so she has this gorgeous white lining.
The lining and the way that it silhouettes. I mean, I would have liked them all in their colours personally.
I hated it because I've seen this film probably about 10 times.
Yeah.
It was on viewing, I'd say 7 or 8, when I realised that Mrs. Peacock is not the one in peacock colours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have. I mean, because if I got invited to a party or a gathering,
You dress
I'd
to
been
impress.
given the name Mrs. Peacock, I'm wearing
Yeah.
peacock.
She has a little fascinator.
Oh, lovely, fascinating. It's not.
Lovely.
It could have been peacock feathers.
True, but I think also there's something there about like the deception.
Well, that's true.
It's a deceit, it's a deception. It's
They're
not-
in pseudonyms.
Pseudonyms.
Codenames. Did you ever play Cluedo as a child?
Never.
I had the Simpsons Cluedo, which is my first introduction to Cluedo.
My friend had that, yes.
Smithers as Mrs. White.
Love that.
That's Drag Mom. And they also had Cluedo Mysteries, was like an offshoot board game, and that was very, very good.
Oh.
I enjoyed that because you span a wheel, and they had an infrared kind of magnifying glass kind of thing,
Ooh,
and
that's cool.
yeah, lots of different puzzles, which was a lot more fun, I think, than because my sibling is very good at Cluedo. Within about 3 moves, they've worked it out.
Oh,
I don't know how.
that's
I
wild.
don't know. You've never played Cluedo?
I don't think so.
Oh. Do you like a murder mystery?
I love a murder mystery.
Solve Along a Murder, She Wrote. Agatha Christie.
Yes, I watched the BBC And Then There Were None.
Oh yes.
Fucking
Spooky
traumatic.
stuff. Well, I went to see it in the York Drama Society, and someone almost died.
Yes.
Very traumatic.
Yeah,
And I used to work at an Agatha Christie show
you did.
on the
yes.
West End,
The
not the
West
Mousetrap. So do the maths.
Yeah.
And it was a very good show.
Would you recommend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mousetrap is.
I've seen The Mousetrap.
I worked out the Mousetrap within about 10 minutes.
I think my thing with murder mysteries is I'm never trying to solve it. I'm just
It's just there for the ride.
yeah. It's like when I go and see horror films. I love a jump. And when people are like, "Why are you jumping?" I'm like, "The director wanted this. They wanted it." So when there's a reveal in a murder mystery, I'm like, "Oh,
They've been murdered.
yeah,
Who could have seen this coming?
yeah."
Oh well. I enjoy a murder mystery. It's only
Yeah.
later in life that I enjoy a murder mystery. It's mainly Solve Along Murder, She Wrote, because
Yeah.
I often drink a bottle or 2 of wine.
Did you see? Oh, you did because I sent you a video. Angela Rippon.
Doing murder.
On Strictly.
Angela.
I love it so much.
There's
It's so
been
camp
a
and silly.
murder, a murder, she wrote. This can tell this Christmas better than the cops. Do 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 do. Murder, she wrote. Anyway, they've come into the mansion. They've got into pseudonyms.
We haven't ranked the women.
I can't.
I think for me personally.
I personally don't want to pit women against each other, Caitlin. And maybe that's your storyline and your vibe, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, so it goes Mrs. Peacock. I think it goes Peacock. Scarlet White.
I think White's at the top,
Okay.
as she is a top.
She is.
Yeah.
So is Miss Scarlet.
Verse.
Verse. She's
Hello, princess.
Whatever you want.
Whoa. We've got. They've come to the mansion.
Yes.
Tim Curry stepped in some dog shit. That's a running thing.
A running bit.
There's lots of cars breaking down. There's
It's like
lots of things
the
happening.
context that they give us very early on is it's New England in 1954,
Yeah.
which is in the middle of the McCarthy hearings,
Mhm.
Red Scare, aggressive anti-communist
Yes.
America explain.
Post-war.
Yes.
Yvette
is doing a little jig
Oh, she's got.
to the music, boobs spilling,
We should talk about Yvette.
flooding.
Yvette trumps them all, I think.
Yeah.
I'll say it. I also quite like Mrs. Ho. I'd like her to be in it more, the cook.
She's doing very little, but looking quite, like, fierce about it.
Yes. Oh, and of course, our guide for the whole evening is Tim Curry as Wadsworth.
Tim Curry as
Space!
Space! Is that Tim Curry as Christopher Walken?
Yeah, in that space CD-ROM, yeah.
Yeah.
What's Orion in the how?
Do you have a house in the town or the country?
The town or the country?
Town or the country?
How do I?
So you've met my... do you know who's up for the role of Yvette?
Whom?
This is insane. Just try and imagine if this was the case. They almost cast...
Richard Thunberg.
No.
Malala.
Malala. Demi
We can't
Moore.
say our Malala story.
No, we can't
But
say
if you
our
ever see
Malala-
us in real life, ask us and we'll tell
Ask
you.
us a Malala story.
Just don't record any of it.
Don't. Yeah. We get into ever so much trouble.
Ever so much.
Demi Moore
Oh, Tamara Thomas.
and Madonna.
Madonna!
Madonna!
I don't want your skin. I'm not a crazy. It's French and Saunders about Madonna.
Okay.
I'm glad that Colleen got it.
Yes. Speaking of insane casting choices, I
Yes,
have
please.
terrible news. Do you know that the Clue remake is still...
Is it still going?
Abound.
I thought the
and do you
strike
know
would
who
have
they
put
might
packed it
have
out.
as Tim Curry?
Is it like... Is it Orion?
It's Orion, but
Oz
not the one that you want.
Reynolds?
Yeah.
I think he'd be
I
all
thought
right.
they were the same person until
He's got
very
he's got
recently.
a good he's got a sense of humour. Have you seen Deadpool? Deadpool? My mum calls it Deedpool. Deadpool.
Your mum is the funniest person.
She was like, I've
in
seen
your family, for
Deedpool
sure.
too, and I was like, you've not seen the first one.
I love her. No, I haven't.
He's quite good in
But
that.
he's not Tim.
He gets pegged.
Good for him.
I'm back on board. If he gets pegged
I
in the
would
Clue
love
remake.
to see it.
Isn't he meant to also be in a Little Shop remake? Or no, it's Channing Tatum.
I can see that. Oh, what?
I think.
No!
He's the dentist, if
He's
anything.
dating someone a lot younger than him.
Well, he was dating Jessie J, but it's not anymore.
It's not anymore.
Google it.
I don't.
And they go on and have the meal. I'll cover while you. I'll just fill everyone in.
It's you will not.
They have a meal.
You won't.
Am I
be
to
able
guess?
Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, I was going to guess.
Zoe Kravitz.
We've thought of a really good new game where we just think of an actress and the other one has to guess it.
It's really fun.
Should we do it now?
Okay. Do you want to guess or be guessing?
I'll guess.
Okay, fine.
Do you want to guess or be guessing? I don't define drag. Drag is defined by me.
The guessy or the guessor?
I will be the guessee because knowing me, I'll pick someone that will be here for hours.
That's true. Who would be a good person?
We'll do this for Patreon. Let's do this for Patreon.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yes.
we'll do it on Patreon. Okay.
Yes. Patreon.com/quiz.
Good plug.
Yes, thank you. Good peg. That'll do, Peg.
That'll do, Peg.
So they're eating their meal.
Yes.
It's sheep's brains and soup, and they're slurping their
Monkey's
soup.
brains.
Monkey's brains. Sorry.
And Cantonese cuisine.
Not very often in Washington D.C.
You know, I said that Tim Curry would be a good Snatch game.
Yeah.
I've thought of another one in the week since we were last recorded.
Whom?
If you can do the voice, Alan Partridge.
Oh, no. That's Christopher
No.
Walken as Alan Partridge. I've never
Or
actually seen Alan Partridge.
If you can't... What?
Alan Bennett.
Oh, also a good one.
Oh, well, I went to
And if
have
you
a cream cracker under the city.
If you can't do the voice
There
of
was
Alan
a
Partridge,
chip in the sugar.
do Richard Madeley. That'd be an incredible Snatch game.
Yes. Richard and Judy, half and half.
We didn't go after the children, did we? Have you seen that bit? Yes.
He's mad. I love him.
He's insane. Yep.
So they're having the dinner,
Yes.
and they're like, "Why are we all here?" And they're like, "Mr. Body has not invited you. He's a guest."
Yes.
And Mr. Body arrives, and he's the worst one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When you've got...
But don't worry. Don't get too attached to Mr. Body. There's a reason he's called Mr. Body.
Mm-hmm. There's also a fantastic bit with Miss... Who is the actress for Miss Peacock?
Eileen Brennan.
Eileen Brennan. Does that whole, like, eating...
I'm a senator's wife, and I'm doing
Yes.
this. I'm very used to my job.
It was very good soup. I'm determined to enjoy myself. Oh,
That's a good lip. That'd be a good lip sync.
yes.
We'll whip something up like that. They go to the study once they've had their food.
Yes.
Everyone seems to like recognise someone, and someone recognises someone else.
And
There's a lot of exposition.
They're giving everyone their moments to look fabulous. There's this bit where Miss Peacock... Do you think she was compensated for the double serving shift she is doing at the cunt factory? She is... There's this bit where she's just standing against a desk.
Yeah.
And it's just the best thing I've ever seen.
She's so fair.
Women! They're just
good,
aren't
aren't
they?
It's just nice.
Just nice, good.
They're all being blackmailed.
Yes.
And they've been locked in the house. They can't get out. There's dogs and everything. They're all being blackmailed. And Wadsworth reveals the details.
Yes.
Mrs.
Mrs. Peacock says, "Oh, please, my life is an open book. I've never done anything wrong in my life."
Same
Same.
girly.
Same.
Professor Plum was a psychiatrist who lost his license because he slept with a patient.
Yes.
Mrs. Peacock was bribed to influence her senator husband.
Yes.
My husband's
she
a senator.
Took bribes, yeah. Miss Scarlett is a madam.
Yes, she runs an escort service that Colonel Mustard has used.
Yes. And Professor Plum is like, you do that? What's the number?
Mrs. White probably killed her husband, who was a nuclear physicist.
She's a black widow.
Yes.
Kind of.
Like a black widow base, just a cat and mouse game. Always starts the same. First we both start to play, then somehow you go astray. We went from liking to love it, nothing to something. It was us against the world, and now we're just fucking. It's like I love you so much now I just hate you. Feeling stupid for all the time that I gave you. That it'll last forever, but now forever ain't as long. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be stuck singing this song. You used to be
Demi Lovato?
thirsty for Iggy Azalea.
Oh.
And I think Rita Ora.
What a combo.
What a nightmare blunt rotation.
Nightmare blunt rotation.
Nightmare murder mystery party.
Ooh. That should be a TikTok
That
filter.
should be a TV show.
Cut this out, we're writing it.
Like, celebrities just go... It's a bit like The Traitors.
We will talk about it on the Patreon, but if you like The Traitors, you have to get into Devil's Plan.
Oh, yes, you told me about this and I haven't...
It is... I have never been so engrossed in television. South Korean reality TV is the best reality TV there is.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant. It is like if you put Squid Game with The Traitors.
Okay.
And it is less death.
Yeah.
But it's fucking brilliant.
We'll discuss.
And also, they're all committed, like The Traitors, to pretending that if they leave, someone shoots them in the head out back. They're like, you can't believe you're leaving! Oh my god, I'll never see you again! And they come back at the end, so that's nice. But
Yet another
so
reason to
good.
join the Patreon, to find out about that.
Yes.
And to also play our little game of guess the actress based on nothing.
yes. One of the people in it, you would find very fit.
Oh.
Because I found him fit.
Oh.
And if I'm finding someone fit, who's a man, you know he's fit.
Yeah, that's high praise indeed.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, get celebrities to do a murder mystery party. Each episode is a different one. And they just have to guess who the murderer is.
I thought you meant like write something that's like people who don't like each other doing a murder mystery, but that's bodies, and probably every murder mystery.
Oh yeah, and
when
we'd put like people together that were volatile.
Ooh, who be a dream?
Kim Woodburn.
Yes.
And the Nolan that she didn't like.
Okay.
Colleen.
Nice. Yes.
Colleen Rooney.
Who's the one who's really angry in? Oh, is that in Big Brother?
Kim Woodburn.
Yeah.
She was angry in Big Brother.
Okay,
Yeah. No, because you're nuts. Adulterer. You're causing all this. Don't start with me. Because by Christ, you'll get it with both barrels. Michael Maroney would always say, like, anytime, like, if like a meal portion was small, Michael would look at me and go, "What is this, the Blitz?"
Can you explain?
Or if the lights went out, "What is this, the Blitz?"
Can you explain to me why Michael Maruli is dressed like she's about to run a marathon?
That reflective little stripe.
Yeah, with the
No idea. My favourite bit of possibly the whole
won a
series.
pageant for running a marathon.
My favourite bit was in Untucked this week when I was just sitting there. I was like, I'm gonna fucking say it. I'm gonna say it at some point. I looked at my and went, "Have you been crying?" Because he had all the makeup.
Silly business.
Oh, silly. Who else has been blackmailed? Mrs. White. And Mr. Green reveals that he works for the State Department and he's a homosexual.
And Wadsworth, Tim Curry's like, ooh.
And he's like,
Oh,
I know
God.
what you know about me. I'm a homosexual. And he's looking through his papers like, that
I
wasn't.
Didn't know that.
And it turns out Mr. Body is the one blackmailing them all.
Yes. And the
Um,
police are coming. Wadsworth has rung them, and their conversation's being tape recorded.
And Mrs. White knees him in the balls.
Oh, yes.
Lovely. Mr. Body has a bag with different boxes inside.
Yes.
And inside them all are all the different murder weapons.
Miss Scarlet has a
Candlestick.
Mrs. White has a rope.
I've not got a rope.
Oh,
I've got my knitting, but
Mr. Green has a lead pipe. No.
I've got a leak actually in my living room, so
Oh, where?
probably in the corner.
Why is it in the corner? Is it scared?
No, it's the dripping.
Oh, leaf!
Not a vegetable.
I thought you said a leaf.
Oh, a leak. Wow.
Okay.
Anyway, I've only got one other
okay.
weapon. So.
Professor Plum has a pistol.
No, not that one.
Colonel Mustard has a wrench, and Miss Peacock has a knife.
Hooray! Knife for the
Knife.
patrons.
Yes.
Look at that rhinestone in there.
Oh, so
That's
good.
lovely. Oh,
Lovely.
I've lost one.
Oh no.
I'm sorry I didn't paint myself grey for the patrons, but I'm never doing it again.
You looked ever so pretty.
Thank you. Someone was like, "You have like practice doing grey makeup, haven't you? Because it's
I
really
think
difficult."
I said that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said that, and I was like, "Yes." And then someone asked me when I was there, and I said, "Yes." Lied twice. Never done it before. First time ever. Didn't it go well?
It did go well.
It's actually quite a lot easier than real makeup.
Is it?
I'm gonna become like.
Then what happened with Derek Berry? Do you remember the thing?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to justify it. No, it's not doable.
Speaking of Derek Berry, can we talk about
Oh,
Kara's
Derek Barry.
look that she dedicated to her mother? That was just lingerie.
Pants.
It's like
I
when
want to
Derek
meet
Berry-
Kara's mum.
Yes. When Derek Berry came out and was like, "This dress is the dress I was
Conceived.
conceived in. My mum was looking smoking hot,
and
and my dad fucked her."
Fair enough.
Fair enough, Derek. It's your artistry.
Yeah, they look in all the boxes, and now their fingerprints are all over them, which I thought was a bit stupid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked it out part of the box. I'd have just shown it to camera gingerly.
Was she there?
I should have done more things gingerly, really, shouldn't I? I'd have more badges. Mr. Body offers to forget it all
If they kill Wadsworth.
if they just kill Wadsworth now.
Yes.
And he turns the light off. He's
Yes.
like, "I'm going to turn the light off and you kill him." And he turns the light
And
off and...
there it
Oh,
is.
no!
Bang!
Crash. The lightning flash. And well, that's another story. Never mind. Anyway. Into the woods. And the lights come on. Mr. Body is dead.
Yes. Giving Kathy bastards.
Oh, yes. That's
Dead on
me.
the floor.
Yes. Was Joel Dommett there? I don't know.
Putting him in a pink suit like he's gay. He's not gay.
I don't know how much I can say, but when they said the guest judge is Joel Dommett, we all looked at each other and were like, we all know him from the same place. We all know him from the same place. And chances are you do too.
I think there's a...
It's not The Masked Singer, I'll tell you
I
that.
think there's a very interesting split in our listenership. The people who know him from that place and the people who know him from, like...
Being a sweet boy.
Yeah.
Which one are you? Tag
Which one are you?
yourself.
Tag yourself.
Miss Peacock gets hysterical and she's like, "Oh, the brandy's been poisoned. I'm going to die. Oh my God." And she has to get slapped. Which normally we're
I
not.
had
We're
to
not up for
stop her
slapping women.
screaming.
I had to stop her from screaming. There's a
But
scream
Mrs.
from another room.
Peacock does the best screams.
Yes.
She just stands and... Ah! It's
She does
brilliant.
good hysteria.
It's so good.
Hysteria Lane.
Yvette is screaming, though.
She's frightened because I also drank the
The
cognac.
Mon Dieu.
Wadsworth reveals that he was Mr. Body's butler
Yes.
and he invited them all. His late wife was being blackmailed by Mr. Body.
She had friends who were socialists.
Were socialists. And
For being... And they were all being blackmailed because they're thoroughly un-American.
Un-American. I
Mhm.
mean, Tim Curry was the only one not being blackmailed, but is objectively un-American.
Yes. He has a great line. He decided he'd make a little money out of it. What's more American than that?
Exactly. And he remembers that the cook is still in the house.
Yes.
So they go and try and find her. They run to the kitchen and she falls out of a cupboard with a knife in her back.
Yes.
Colonel Mustard accuses Mrs. White of doing it. It's like, "How many husbands have you had? Mine or other women's? Husband should be like Kleenex, soft, strong, and disposable." She's right. She's right.
5? Yes, just the 5. The best bit is when they say the body's gone. When they run back.
Oh yeah, they take the cook into the study.
And they say the body's gone and they just drop the cook. It's great. Oh, and a fantastic bit is coming up where Mrs. Peacock wants to go to the loo and says, is there a little girl's room? And Yvette says, oui, oui. No, I just want to pad my nose.
Wadsworth has photos of the Colonel and Yvette. He's going to blackmail them with that. He's just got them.
Yeah.
In his little printout.
And Mrs. White says, no one can do those positions. And Professor Plum says, let me show you. Climbs on top of her and she just goes, get off me.
She opens the toilet, she goes to the toilet and Mr. Body's body falls out.
Yes.
He'd been clubbed together with a candlestick and it falls on
new
Wadsworth's
injuries.
head.
Yes.
It's wild. He wasn't dead the first time, maybe.
Mrs. Peacock's about to faint and Wadsworth says, fall into my arms. And she just falls through. This is slapstick.
Slapstick.
I don't know a film that does better slapstick. And that isn't just annoying men.
Yeah. Take that,
This is
Laurel
50%.
and Hardy. Three Stooges don't fucking know you. You need to get some better marks in your comedy, brothers.
Ah, of course. Very good.
I fucking hate the Marx Brothers.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've never
I
knowingly...
had to watch one at uni because we did a comedy module.
Is it like Charlie Chaplin vibes?
It's just a lot. It's like people who are it's a bit Monty Python. They know that they're clever.
I see.
I'm sorry to say it. I don't like Monty Python that much.
I like bits of Monty Python.
I'm just like Miriam Margolyes on that front.
Mm.
Thank you, you're welcome.
Thank you, Miriam.
She's got a new book out.
Does she?
Yes.
What?
Very
Another
similar
one?
to the first one.
I was going to say.
It's just stories of her life.
Oh.
But she's nice. She's got a lovely voice. I'm listening to Katie Wicks's memoir.
She has a memoir?
Yeah, it's very sad.
Oh.
It's all about cake and how traumatic events are marked with cake.
Oh, God.
And it's like telling the story of her life in 11 cakes or whatever.
Oh, bless her.
So just 11 traumatic episodes for Katie Wicks.
She could talk much about ghosts.
I've not got there yet.
Oh.
I've got to purposefully cycling her bike into traffic in France because her parents made her go on a cycling holiday and she didn't want to.
Well, that's iconic.
That's not right.
I mean, we should check in on her, but, you know, Miriam should. She probably knows it.
Please, Miriam, thank you.
Miriam.
Gorgeous. They get someone at the door.
Yes.
It's a motorist whose car's broken down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got caught with a flat. Well, how about that?
Could we use your phone?
We don't want to be any hurt. Right.
Right. Wadsworth also puts all the weapons in a cupboard.
Yes.
Locks them away.
And is about to throw it outside the key,
Yes.
but the motorist is there.
Yeah.
And they lock him in the lounge to use the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Madeline Kahn just smashes the glass and goes,
Please! There's also the bit where they look in on the drawing room and says, 2 bodies, yes, everything's fine.
They suggest they split into pairs. This is war, Peacock.
Yes.
Yvette says she doesn't want to go upstairs. What?
But it is dark upstairs and I'm frightened of the dark. Won't anyone come with me?
And one of the men, Mustard, goes, I will. And
Plum
Plum
says,
goes, I will.
Green says, no
No,
thank you.
Gay. They all draw matches.
This scene goes on forever, but it's so good.
But they're just looking at the matches.
Yeah,
and they're just
chewing the scenery. And
it's just like,
Miss Scarlet is just rolling her
like,
eyes.
I'm with Mustard.
Comparing lengths.
Yeah.
It's very that. Like,
Madeline Kahn is just there because she's the last one to like match up.
Yeah.
And she's there like trying to like just join up. It's so funny.
right. So you've got Plum and Peacock,
In the cellar,
Scarlet and Colonel Mustard,
on the ground floor,
White and Wadsworth,
on the first floor.
Yvette and Green.
I'm just taking his duck up there and I'm frightened of the
Won't
dark.
anyone come with her? And the one who didn't want to go with her is Whizzer.
And they won't go up first because they're scared. They're frightened of the
So
other
they
one.
go up
being
at the
the
same
murderers. They
time.
go together and it's really funny.
And she stands at the bottom of the stairs and goes, "Gone." She's just her boobs are in the camera and there's
The boobs should have been paid extra.
yeah, paid extras.
Miss Scarlet finds a bit of broken window, which doesn't really go anywhere.
That's a very creepy bit.
Yeah, there's a wafty curtain.
Yeah.
A mysterious gloved hand burns all of the pictures and the evidence and the cassette tapes.
Yes.
Unlocks the weapons cabinet.
Yes. Miss White also has, "Are you hiding? I'm coming." It's great.
A policeman sees the motorist's car
Yes.
and is like, I'll go and investigate.
Mm-hmm.
The motorist is on the phone, but the
Yeah.
fireplace revolt. Let's rotate the board.
Yes.
And
The
a mysterious gloved hand.
And he's like, the funny thing is, there's a whole group of people here having some sort of party, and one of them is my old boss.
From
Boink.
Bam
Great.
with the wrench.
He gets bonked.
We're gonna get you and knock you
on
on
your
your
head.
head. Colonel Mustard discovers a secret passage from the greenhouse, which leads
Yes.
to the revolving fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
And they see the dead motorist. They bang on the door. And they're like, "Let us out! Let us out!"
Let us in, let us in.
And then
Oh, they do
Tim
the-
Curry just runs at the door.
They
It's
also
bang.
have the bit where they're all running downstairs because they've heard the
Mm-hmm.
screams, and Green and Wadsworth just smash into each other. It's the best comedy pratfall. It's brilliant.
And then Yvette gets the gun and shoots the lock, and it ricochets off and hits the
Yes.
chandelier, as Tim Curry says.
Yes.
Chandelier.
The Colonel gets shot.
Yeah.
Come out. The door is open now.
Yes, because she's run to the cupboard to get the
Oh,
gun.
yes. Yes.
And everyone's like, "But how did you know that the cupboard was open?"
Yes.
Wild. And she's like, "I didn't. I promise."
But the Colonel says, I could have been killed. I can't take any more scares.
And the chandelier drops.
Yes. Fantastic.
The doorbell rings, and it's the policeman
Yes.
who has to use the phone. They all look very guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Wadsworth locks him in the library, which makes them look more guilty.
Yeah. They receive a phone call from J. Edgar Hoover,
From the FBI.
the head of the
The
FBI.
head of the FBI. Wadsworth answers it and goes in. And then Mr. Green shows the policeman around
Yes.
while everyone scurries to make it look like they're having like a little sex party.
They make out with the corpses.
Yeah, and they're like having a little
They're moving their arms and
Hanky
holding
panky.
their eyes open.
yeah. It's
very
there's like a
dark.
little sandwich with the cook
Yeah.
where like
Cook
Miss Peacock's
sandwich.
hands are going through the curtain, pretending to be
Yeah.
hers. It's great. And then they give him alcohol. The motorist
Yes.
give them alcohol to make him look like he's drunk and put a hat on him. And
Yeah. And he's like, oh, this guy's drunk. And they're like, yeah, he won't be driving home, officer. I promise you that.
oh, like, we'll get him a car,
Yeah.
a long black car, a limousine. And then he locks the policeman back in the library.
Yeah. The
do the phone
policeman is
call.
like, you don't have to explain. There's nothing illegal going on here.
Like, really?
Are you sure? Of course, this is America. It's a free country. Well, I didn't know it was that free.
They go back into their pairs.
Yep.
Miss Scarlet finds another passage from the kitchen to the study.
Yes.
The lights all go out. There's lots
Everyone's
of screaming. Yvette goes into a room and there's like a whisper from a man being like, "Did anyone recognize you?" And
A man.
it sounds like a man.
It is a man, yeah.
Yeah.
But in every solution,
It's
a woman.
It's a red herring.
like communism.
Communism. Is
Communism
the
is just a
joke
red
there
herring.
just the red?
Huh?
Is the joke that communism is a red herring just the colour red?
I don't think it's necessarily a joke. I think it's just a funny phrase, but I might be wrong.
Because I was like, why do they keep saying it? It's not. I'm
I
not
also think
PMS Ellen.
it's also set in a time where like communists were like always the villains and stuff.
That's true.
So I think it's just communism. It's
Maybe,
just a red
yes. Maybe
herring.
I have a different opinion of communism from
America in
socialism.
the 80s. Yes, I think you might. I think you might.
Just a little smidge.
Yes.
Then Yvette goes into the room and the man mystery man
Yes, with a rope.
strangles her with the rope,
It's you, she says.
but we don't know who it is.
Yes.
Someone smacks the policeman
Yeah.
with the lead piping,
Yes.
and the doorbell rings.
Dun,
Da,
dun,
da,
dun,
da,
dun,
da.
dun.
Hey, I am your singing telegram.
telegram.
The best 10 seconds in cinema, dare I say.
The guitarist from the Go-Go's?
Yes, the Go-Go's.
Yes. She...
Vacation, gotta get away.
Yeah.
She's got the beat. She's got the beat. She's got the beat. Yeah, she's got it.
Yes. Wadsworth is looking for a door because he's heard a gunshot and turns on the shower
Yes, very
and just
funny.
stands.
It's like, this is my fate.
Yeah.
The
They do this.
lights come back on and they find
They just dejectedly walk from room to room looking
see
at
the
these
three
extra bodies.
corpses. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And they all turn around at the same time, and
Yeah.
it's very, very good.
Mhm.
Wadsworth has worked it out, and he's going to
Yes.
tell us. And he
then
grabs
this
their
bit-
hands and
I don't think we can accurately describe how good this bit is. The energy that Tim Curry is putting
he was
into
getting
this.
his steps in that day.
Yeah, he's running from room to room.
Reenacting all the bits, going through all the secret
Yes.
passages, and he's playing all the parts. Thank you.
Yes. Mrs. White looking pale and tragic.
And then they reveal that Mrs. White's husband had an affair with Yvette. The cook and Yvette were Mr. Buddy's accomplices
Yeah.
in selling the things. Colonel Mustard was a war profiteer, and the motorist was his driver. Mrs. Ho was Mrs. Peacock's cook.
Yeah. They all
The
have
cop was being
connections,
bribed by Miss
basically.
Scarlet. The singing telegram girl was Plum's patient that she had an affair with. And the doorbell rings once more, and it's an evangelist.
Yes.
And they tell him to fuck off.
Mm-hmm. There's a good bit I don't know if you haven't watched it, fast forward 30 seconds. Like, there's this good bit where they say, when we first came into the study, when Yvette screamed, one of us wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're watching it through, you can rewatching it, you can recognise who doesn't go with them.
I've watched this multiple times. I always forget to do that.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I should have gone and fucking watched it.
It's a good bit though, because Mrs. Peacock doesn't go with them to the study.
Oh.
Dun dun dun.
So Wadsworth is ready to reveal who killed the cook and Mr. Body, and he tells us it was Yvette. To create a confusion because she'd been paid to do it by Miss Scarlet.
This is the first solution.
Well, this is the only solution, but it's what we think of now. If you're watching it this is what housemate of the pod Eleanor thought. She was ready to get up and go.
Oh,
and I was
I
like,
see.
sit yourself down, darling. It's only been an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, my favourite bit from this solution is she picked up the dagger, run down the hallway, and he sprints down the hallway with the. It's great.
Miss Scarlet killed Yvette, the cop, and the telegram, and she pulls a gun on them and she admits it. She's like, yes, I did it all. Because Yvette had found out my secrets, and I deal in secrets, and I want to sell them to the highest bidder.
Secrets.
But I thought she was a communist. Communism was just a red herring.
Yeah.
And she's about to shoot Wadsworth, but the police arrive and arrest her. The evangelist is an FBI agent,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yes.
And we get a little title
It's
card
an
that
all right
says-
ending.
Yeah, and I would have been a bit disappointed if I'd seen just this in the cinema.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh,
Don't worry.
that's how it could have happened.
Yes.
But how about this?
But
God, that's
listen
brilliant.
To this.
Listen to this. It was Mrs. Peacock that murdered them all
Yes.
instead.
Again, communism was just a red herring
Yes, she was
because she did it all.
taking bribes, and everyone
Yes.
knew about it, and they were going to expose her and her husband, who's a senator.
Yes.
I'm a senator's wife. They knew that she knew the cook because she said that the main dish was her favourite.
Yeah.
The monkey's brains,
Yes.
which aren't very common in Washington, D.C.
So popular in Cantonese cuisine.
And she pulls the gun on them all.
Yes.
And Wadsworth reveals that nobody called the police.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a lie for some reason. It was a red herring.
He works for the FBI.
Yes. And Mrs. Peacock goes to leave, and she's like, I'm going to leave, and you're all going to forget about all this. And the ones like, we're all so grateful. Let's sing you a song to how grateful we are. And they sing, but she's a jolly good fellow. Mrs. White on the Descant Harmony.
It's great.
Spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Wadsworth is an FBI agent, and so is the evangelist, and they arrest Mrs. Peacock.
Yes.
Take your hands off me, I'm a senator's wife. Just like the Mounties, we always get our man.
I didn't get that.
Mrs. Peacock was a man.
What's the Mounties?
Like the mounted police in Canada, they're on horses.
Oh,
You know what
I
Brooklyn
see.
Heights was dressed as when she first came in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Ah,
I think.
what an odd reference.
Maybe it was their catchphrase.
Maybe.
Maybe it was like scouts, be prepared.
Sure, yeah. And then we have the best one.
Here's what really happened.
Yeah. Where they all had a bit of a
They all
hand in
killed
it.
someone.
Yes.
Professor Plum killed Mr. Body.
Yes.
Mrs. Peacock killed the cook
Must have killed the motorist.
and took the key to the weapons cupboard.
Yes.
Mrs. Wife turned off the electricity and she ran up the stairs and Tim Curry takes Mrs. White's hand and runs up the stairs with him, and he goes too fast and just slams into the stairs. So funny. And she killed Yvette. Why did she kill Yvette? I hated her so much.
Flames
flames
on the side of my face. Breathing. Heavy breathing.
Madeline Carter's a genius.
She's brilliant.
Have you seen her do Not Getting Married Today from Company?
No. We shall be watching later.
We should be watching
I think.
that. And
it was
have you seen,
that
have
bit
you seen
was
Blazing
improvised.
Saddles?
No, I haven't.
It was improvised.
You don't know that?
No.
The flames on the side of my face was improvised.
Wow.
And so it's really fun to watch the people behind her when she's doing that bit, because it's not like they're corpsing, but you can so see that they are
What
not
the
corpsing because they're like, what is happening?
She's great.
She's insane.
Amazing in Blazing Saddles. She's basically doing.
What is Blazing Saddles?
So it's cowboy film parody with Mel Brooks.
Oh.
It couldn't make it today because it's already been made. A lot of people are like, because I mean, it's about racism,
Okay.
and
Is
a lot
it
of people
like-
mistake it being about racism for it being racist.
Is it in the same way that Producers is about like
Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But it's like the racists are bad in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
the message, is that racism is bad.
I
Don't be
see.
racist.
Okay.
Because Mel Brooks is very clever and knows what he's doing, and also Mel Brooks is Jewish, so the Nazi bit. Let's have a word. Let's have a little thing. Critical thinking, darlings. But it's amazing. Gene Wilder's in it, and it's about it's a parody of cowboy films, and Madeline Carter's inexplicably Marlene Dietrich, and she goes, "Oh, Ed Woes, how romantic."
I think that's my dream scenario.
We might have to watch that after
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
What's the dream scenario? What's
Madeline
that from?
Operation Mincemeat.
Okay.
Here lies Hester Leggett.
Oh, good, I'm dead.
Anyway, flames on the side of her face.
Oh.
Miss Scarlet killed the cop that she'd been
Yes.
bribing. Wadsworth shot the telegram.
Why?
No idea.
Oh, you recognised her from the photo?
Yeah.
Because she was one of Professor Plum's...
She was the one that Professor Plum had the affair with.
Yes.
And that's why he lost his license. But
What's
he pulls
what
a
says?
gun on them all.
I choose to expose myself. And Mustard says, please, there are ladies present.
And he pulls a gun on them because he's Mr. Body all
He's
the time.
Mr. Body. And Mr. Body was his butler.
Yes. He never called the police. And he just says, let's pile the bodies up and leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll keep blackmailing you. We've had a nice evening.
It's great.
You all met Madeline Kahn tonight.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But Mr. Green
Pulls out a gun.
and shoots.
Shoots him dead. Shoots Wadsworth dead.
Good shot, Green. Very good.
He was in the FBI, Mr. Green, and it was the call from Hoover was for him. And the evangelist is the police. And it was a
He's gonna
whole
go
lie.
home
I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife.
There we go.
Finn. Well done, this film.
Well done, this film.
Well done.
It's one of my favourite films, I think.
It's incredible.
Certainly in the top 5.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's camp.
Colleen Camp.
Colleen Camp.
It's Colleen Camp.
Would it have made you queer if you'd watched it earlier?
Yes.
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 I think, like, a big part of queerness is that appreciation of shitty 80s films.
Or good shitty 80s films. Good 80s films.
Yeah,
I like Alien, alright?
I don't think a straight person would enjoy this film.
Yeah.
I don't think it would speak to a straight person as much
in
as
the
it would
same
to a
way,
queer person.
for sure.
Obviously, we've got Tim Curry.
Mm-hmm.
We've got There Is a Gay in It. Don't think too much about it.
Yeah.
There's tits.
Tits ahoy.
There's Madeline Kahn.
Yeah.
There's beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns.
Towns and country.
Yeah. All of everything that's heterosexual is
Bad.
gross. No. Don't be silly.
More gay stuff,
Yes.
please.
Miss Scarlet and Mrs. White.
Yeah. He's just so good.
It's just so good. Tim Curry is putting in a shift. It's so good.
yeah.
Chewing that scenery.
I love Tim Curry. If I'd been born in like the 50s,
Yeah.
oh, I'd have climbed that like a tree.
Yeah.
Fit.
Is he fit?
Yeah.
He's also weird looking, but fit.
But Frankenfurter?
Yeah.
Let
Actors and I feel like I rant about this all the time. Let them be interesting looking again.
He is interesting looking, but it's the Riz.
It's the Riz.
The Riz.
The
Neek,
air was thick with Riz.
and Lent.
Say that again.
The Riz, the Neek, the Ner, and the Lent. So what's Riz short for?
Wait, Riz is short for something?
Charisma.
No.
Yeah. What
That's
do you think it was
changed
short for?
everything.
Rizzo's PG, pass it on.
No, I thought it was just Y2. No, Y2K.
Rizzo the
I
Rat.
thought it was Gen Z being weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
The Riz, Neek, Ner, and Lent.
Excellent. You should tweet that.
Runnel. Runnel. It's the Runnel of it all. She's serving Runnel.
That's astonishing.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Yeah, Tim Curry is fit. He's got a great voice.
Yes, he sings a lovely song about a courgette or a marrow.
Does he?
Oh God, my disc is full. Oh God, the video recording has stopped. Right, we've got to wrap this up.
Oh no!
Wait, I'm gonna delete some things
When
from
did it stop?
just now.
Just now, okay.
We might have to put a nice fun little holding
like
picture on the Patreon.
Should we do lots of sexy Tim Curry pictures?
Well, yes. So sorry, patrons, for losing the last few minutes of the Patreon, but you've got some sexy Tim Curry pictures.
Some lovely-
I'll put the Marrow song in for
Yeah.
you as well. Why not?
Yeah. Or maybe just Leslie Ann Warren in that dress against that desk.
I hope the bloody audio's still going. The audio's still going, everyone, don't worry.
Please!
Please! I hate my MacBook so much
that flames
on the side of my head.
on the side of my
It's
face.
very warm.
Flames.
Flames inside my laptop. Thank you for listening / watching most of.
We didn't talk about the challenge at all.
I was really good in it. So was Ginger.
Yeah.
The other two, take or leave.
Yeah. RuPaul rattled the cage he keeps the poor person who writes these scripts in.
Yeah. We fucked a bed to death. They were like, please stop fucking the bed to
Yeah.
death. We need to send that bed back. They're like, you're going to break it. I'm like, you chose the biggest bit just to fuck the bed. I'm sorry. I wanted to be a footballer's wag. Thank God I wasn't.
Wasn't great. They were funny though. I genuinely think Cara and Michael were very good.
Yeah.
With what they had,
Yes.
which was not a lot.
I loved the scripts. They're my favourite things I've ever read. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to watch most of this episode, find us on patreon.com/queers, where
if
we're
you
about to play the
Want to
game.
watch
Guess
2
that.
minutes of either Leslie Ann Warren or Tim Curry looking very fit.
Or both. Find us there.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. You're supporting us, an independent queer podcast.
Please.
And also getting lots of bonus bits.
So many bonus bits.
So many bonus bits. That's a
Out
whole
the wazoo.
back at us years and years of it.
Mhm.
You can follow us at Queers Gone By on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Oh yes.
TikTok. You can follow me at the Kate Butch.
You can follow me at a Caitlin Powell.
And I'm legally obligated to tell you that you can watch RuPaul's Drag Race UK on BBC 3 on Thursdays at 9 p.m. or on Crave in Canada or Wow Presents Plus in the rest of the world. Don't know why. Why am I smiling at the camera? It's not recorded.
Oh yeah.
But
All right.
hey ho, fuck it. We'll see you next time. And until then,
Keep going home and keep
Sleeping
going
with your
home and
wife.
sleeping with your wife. Okay.
keep going home and sleeping with your wife. Silly.
Silly business.